real trained cow handler. It's very, very important because they're mixing with people who are settlers, who are just, moving across the land. They need to know. So it's like a police uniform. It's very much a deliberate choice of self-identification. And why then did they pick the badge of office? It was adopted in the 1880s and 90s. It's a result of the Scottish domination of the American ranching boom, which is officially 1879 to 1886. The bulk of these ranches were finance, investment style from the UK, and most of them were run by what was called the doer Scots manager. So they were Scots. Now, if you think of it, all those tourist oil paintings of the Highlands with the one has sheep and the other one has the cattle. The cows are longhorns, and it's the longhorn that worked, that survived in the American South and West. And it's the Scots who knew how to manage a longhorn. Their character was very different, still is, from any other kind of cattle. And so they dominated this. As I say, Buffalo Bill was a Scot, Wild Bill Hickok was a Scot. He's the one who started the American rodeo shows. So that went all around publicizing this. So there was this synthesis of two traditions. There was the Western Scout, all Scottish, and the golden myth of the antebellum South, where the Scots also had great investments in those cotton fields. There was the clannish family life. There is a clan in America, the sort, everyone tries to ignore, but it is related in terms of its development and principles to the clan concept in Scotland. There's also the field meeting religious structure, the independent and inventive sensibilities. All of these are associated with the American West, but they're actually Scottish, really strongly Scottish. In fact, I read one book that claimed that everything good in America had come from Scotland. Excellent book, but yes. And so we even have, and these sensibilities, here's Oklahoma, these sensibilities remain then so pertinent in America. It's kind of unspoken. The bandana starts to tell that story in an unconscious sort of way, so much so that when Ralph Lauren develops, launches Hick Chic, as it was called in America, Hick Chic, Hick Chic, yeah, urban Hick Chic, as you see here, that it just took off and ran away. It was really, really changed. So we have the women here, our samples again. Notice the plaid, just nicely slotted in there. We have the women wearing the cowgirl calicos as they come to be known, because this is relating again unconsciously to the prairie woman's resourcefulness, like the mammy, actually a strong-minded woman. Mammy was not an insulting term in the 19th century, it was a compliment. There were all those square dancing skirts, and I have one to show you in a moment, my own. There are musical links to Scotland, which also underpin this prairie lifestyle, this prairie style. And the Scottish views on education, on feminism, on philanthropy, on civic pride is really significant in the United States. Glasgow, as an urban center, was the model for Cleveland and Chicago and several other American major civic centers. So it's all buried now, really, all of this. And yet still the bandana and the calico denote free thinking, independent thinking. And we have on the right, again, you could just see her looking absolutely, absolutely lovely. A portrait of about 1818. This is absolutely the latest thing, and she's in the Dominican Republic.
But that is bizarre. I mean, when you read, there she is,
yes,
with a French-inspired, fancy empire line dress.
Yes.
And with a cowboy band. Well, what we read as a cowboy bandana
exactly,
around
exactly,
her neck.
Exactly, but